I'm Kirn, WUVA News. On July 3, 2019, a team of UVA engineering undergraduates made history by launching the university's first ever spacecraft, a 10 by 10 by 10 centimeter satellite called the CubeSat, into orbit around the Earth. What exactly is a CubeSat and how does it work?
So a CubeSat is a small spacecraft. It's called a CubeSat because the smallest CubeSat you can get is a 10 centimeter cubed spacecraft. Even though they're really small, they still have a lot of the same systems on board that you would have on a regular multi-million-dollar spacecraft. So they have a power system, a flight computer, attitude control, GPS. The good thing is that it gives our students experience in designing and working with all those systems on a regular spacecraft.
The project began actually when we received the award to do it from the NASA Undergraduate Student Instrument Program in May of 2016. The project involved 4 Virginia Space Grant universities, the University of Virginia, Old Dominion University, Hampton University, and Virginia Tech. When we learned about the funding opportunity from NASA, we came together and created the Virginia CubeSat Constellation Project and proposed it to NASA.
The CubeSat, which was designed and programmed almost entirely by students, was launched along with other cargo from the Mid-Atlantic Regional Spaceport to the International Space Station on April 17th. It was released into space less than 3 months later. The CubeSat is collecting data about its location, altitude, and velocity. With these calculations, researchers will be able to determine how much drag from the atmosphere the spacecraft is experiencing, which will then help provide information on the properties of the air, such as density. They are also measuring orbital decay, or the gradual decrease of the distance between the CubeSat and Earth. The ultimate goal is to present a more accurate atmospheric model.
In the orbit that the spacecraft is in right now, it actually passes over Charlottesville about 4 to 5 times a day. Every orbit is about 90 minutes, but it does precess as the day continues due to certain perturbations in the orbit as well as the Earth's rotation. So we're able to have the satellite pass over Charlottesville a few times in a row, and then for the rest of the day it's going over other parts of the globe.
We expect the CubeSats to be in orbit for about a year. So what happens is the CubeSat gets lower and lower in altitude until eventually it re-enters the atmosphere of the Earth and burns up. What we're hoping to do is provide data that companies or organizations like NASA or commercial companies could use to predict the drag on their spacecraft.
What, in your opinion, would make this mission a success?
Just establishing communications and being able to have one solid conversation. We heard one message. We actually didn't hear it. Virginia Tech actually heard ours. And as of right now, that's the only successful message from any of the 3 satellites. I think to have a working satellite, even just for a little bit, would be the definition of success.
We have 2 success criteria for the mission. One is to give our students hands-on flight experience with spacecraft, and we've actually already met that objective. The second one is to obtain experimental data on the orbital decay of the spacecraft, and we're still working towards that goal. I think just based on the participation of the students and the things that they've learned and how that's really helping them in industry, in graduate school, and working, say, for NASA, I think it's been a success by any standard.
This is giving us something I don't think we would have ever been able to do at the student level. This is more or less what I want to do for my career, and I think it's a great gateway into getting more familiar with the field in general.
Especially being able to work on like a real mission as opposed to just the design of one or a simulation, where you can really see how every step along the way factors into the end goal. It's been really enlightening to see all the little bits and pieces come together.
With a project as extensive as this one, students and professors agree that the most important factor in ensuring the success of the CubeSat Constellation mission is teamwork.
It's really amazing what our students can achieve when they work together as a team and have a combined common goal.
It's no longer just you. It's not necessarily possible for it to be just you. We had an agreement with all 3 schools. We were going to go together. And if one of us wasn't ready, we're not going.
They became one functioning team across all the universities, really working to create the mission and to ensure mission success. And it was a pleasure for me to see them get into that mode where if there was a problem, everyone was there to help each other to make sure that the problem was resolved and the mission could succeed.
Attitude remains nominal post-shutdown. Stage 1 separation.